Greetings, peace be with you. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the one thing that you must do in order to raise your vibration and access your spiritual powers. Now, the other day I was out on a hike. It was a pretty intense hike to the point where my cardiovascular system was exerting itself. My mind was telling me all these reasons why I should stop. I was breaking a sweat, and there was so many different sides of myself that were telling me that it's enough, that I need to stop, I need to take a break, but I kept on going. And after my friend caught up with me after a while, we were discussing that, what is it inside of us that makes us keep going even when we don't feel like it, right? The body speaks in emotions, right? So we feel a certain way and we interpret that through our thoughts. Our thoughts are telling us one thing, right? Like, I'm going up this hike, my mind is telling me it's time to stop, it's uncomfortable, there's no need to do this, you're all good, just take a break, drink some water, right? My body is like sore, the lactic acid is pumping in my legs, and there are all these signs that are sending out the signal to take it easy, to stop, right? So what is it that makes us carry on in the face of that? Now, I was talking to my friend about this, like I said, and he was saying that it's really about mental toughness, right? It's about doing and moving forward in the face of that discomfort. It's about training your mind, right? He's like, yeah, it's like 80% psychology, right? And I really thought about that, because I'm like, if that was the case, then why is my mind telling me to stop? Like, I'm having all of these thoughts that tell me to stop. So what really is mental toughness? So that is when I realized that it's not so much about mental toughness as much as it is about spiritual growth. Okay, now you might be saying, where am I going with this? So if the mind is saying stop, if the body is saying stop, but you keep on going, you keep on moving forward, then that is when you begin to follow the instructions of the spirit. That is when you realize in your experience, right? Not just intellectually talking about it, but through your experience, that you are not your mind, right? We can talk about it all we want, but until we actually live into it, then we don't really experience it, right? Then it's just talk, then it's just sound, then it's just language, it doesn't mean anything. But when we move forward, like, this was a huge epiphany for me, because I was like, yeah, mental toughness, I've heard about that a lot, but really, is it mental toughness? If my mind is telling me to stop and my body's telling me to stop, what if this is me listening to my spirit and then keep on going, keep on going, keep on going? Eventually, the mind just stops, the body just stops, and it's just like that moment of clarity, of certainty, of presence, without any disruption, without any thought chatter going on, without any rumination going on. It's just right here, right now. And it is a sort of euphoric feeling when you listen to the soul, when you realize you're not your mind, when you realize you're not your body, you realize that you are the captain of this ship that is your experience right now. But our mind is designed to keep us safe. So many times we get caught up in that melodrama, right? We don't take risks because we think we need to stay safe. We experience doubt, we experience fear. But when we feel these emotions and we do the right action anyway, is when we raise our vibration. Okay, it's so important, because when we are moving towards becoming all that we can be, when we're growing, when we're evolving, when we are improving, by its very definition, that is going to feel uncomfortable, because it is not something that you are used to, right? Like, this is a concept that I already knew on my personal development journey, right? You can only grow outside of your comfort zone. But it's just like, every time I have these experiences, it's about understanding these same concepts, these same ideas at a deeper level, from a different perspective. Understanding that when we move forward in the face of fear, when we do things that we don't feel like doing, even though we know they are the right thing for us, and we move in the face of that uncertainty, in the face of that discomfort, is when we raise our vibration, because we practice the reality, right? We're practicing the reality that we are not our minds, that we are not our body. But when we give into the temptations of the cravings of the body, when we give into the self-doubt, when we give into the fear, and we're like, yeah, it's scary right now, I'm just going to stop. So that is when we actually get caught up in the box of our mental programming that might have been fed there for a long time, right? Or our emotional conditioning, which is also a result of so many different things. But when we move forward, despite how we feel, despite what we think, that is when we are taking our decisions in alignment with our spiritual self, with our divine self, with our eternal self, the eternal witness that is always there. That is what gives you access to your spiritual powers, right? To do what needs to be done, regardless of what your mind is telling you, regardless of what your body is feeling. You move forward in the direction that you know you are supposed to move in, regardless, no matter what, right? And of course, going on treks is a great one for that, right? When you go on that marathon, when you push yourself and you don't really know where your limits are really are in your own beliefs, right? And you change your beliefs by experiencing the difference that arises when you face the fear and do it anyway, when you feel the self-doubt and you move forward anyway, right? When you feel the discomfort and you keep on moving forward. This is such a critical aspect that I really hope you're embodying right now, right? The key to raising your vibration, the key to accessing your spiritual powers is to move forward when you don't feel like it, is to feel the discomfort, is to feel the fear and to do it anyway. That's when you wake up to the reality. You come up on the other side, you're like, yeah, I made this decision, regardless of how I felt, regardless of how I thought. And if you do this consistently over the long term, that is when you really begin to manifest some wonderful, great things that you never even thought that you would be capable of, because you keep on expanding the zone of what you were used to, right? What you are used to right now is what you have always known, is what you have always experienced. But the greatest growth, the greatest room for improvement for you, for me, for all of us, comes when we actually expand what we are familiar with. When we step into the unknown, when we step into the unfamiliar, is when we open ourselves up to the experience of realizing who we really are. Okay, who are you without your labels, without your roles, without your experience? Like, like if we let go of all of these conditioning and really access that zone beyond what we are used to, it's like ineffable, right? Words cannot capture it, because it's only an experience that you can go through, right? Hikes are a great one, right? Going to the gym is a great one. Taking cold showers is a great one. Semen retention is a great one. All of these ways where you conquer your mind, you overcome your mind, right? You overcome your body, is when you live into the highest expression of who you are, which is your divine self. So let me know in the comments below, what is one thing that you're going to do to raise your vibration, to access your spiritual powers? What is one thing that you will do that you don't necessarily feel like doing, that your mind is telling you that you do not need to know, but your higher self already knows that that is the direction of your highest growth and evolution? What is that one thing? Okay, you already know. Leave a comment below so that I can hold you accountable for that as well. Click the like button if you like this video. It really helps the channel grow. Subscribe if you have not already. But with all that being said, I'm going to leave you in the peace and power of the one infinite creator, and I will catch you in the next one. Much love to you. Take care.